All right. What's up, folks? Welcome back to Muddy Munitions. This is one of my, still in the beginning of these live streams, guys, so bear with me. This is still all new to me. If anyone is in the chat and you can hear me or you can't hear me, let me know. But today, I actually have an agenda for you guys today, so I stay on track and don't bounce all over the place. So anyone, first of all, that is watching this, really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate you taking time out. But what I want to cover today, guys, is I'm going to touch on quickly the last live stream I did that didn't work out from the middle of the woods. Going to talk about my two new pickups. I finally pulled the trigger, no pun intended, on my new 10 millimeter. You guys know I'm a big fan. I can't show the guns. I can't handle anything on a live stream, but you guys know I love the 10 millimeter. Love that Glock 20 Gen 5. So we're going to talk about what I picked up. Also, we're going to talk about the 300 Blackout, right? I got two new purchases in the last couple of weeks. And also how quick, if any of you folks out there from New York are listening, man, specifically Westchester County, the process has been super quick this time. We'll get into that. Then we're going to talk about some current events, right? I know a lot of us watch the channel. You know, we had the election, everything else, and we're going to get into real quick this whole Ukraine-Russia escalation with how this administration is just unbelievably unresponsible with authorizing these missiles and everything else, and what this could possibly lead to prior to the transition of power. And then we'll talk about good old fucking New York, right? Where I'm from. We'll talk about some of the stuff in the city. I'm very confident. What's up, Clover Tech? Big shout out. Really appreciate you jumping in. All you folks out there that don't know, and I'm sure you already do know, but Clover Tech, check him out. Awesome guy. We just did a podcast together about 3 weeks ago, but really big in the industry, really knows his stuff. And Clover Tech, just a big shout out to you because I love your content. I love those Hawaiian shirts that you got. I think you even got your own camo now, so might have to pick up one of those shirts for myself, but really appreciate you jumping in. What's up, Warsaw? Patriot, Warsaw, appreciate you jumping in. And you're going to like some of the stuff, too, we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to get into the New York City, just that stabbing spree, the shootout, but more importantly, how with this new transition in the election, maybe with this national concealed carry can make things a lot better moving forward. Really, new design dropping Black Friday. Dude, I got to check that out. Is it leaked is it out there yet, or are you actually dropping it on Black Friday? I'd love to see what that looks like. Like I said, I love that yellow camo that you got out now, which is pretty awesome, man. So yeah, guys, check out Clover Tech if you don't know. And he's done some big podcasts, man. I know when we got back, we actually met at GunCon, but Clover Tech, I think he even had John from the Gun Collective on your podcast, which was pretty awesome. Not out yet, but on the way. Well, I'll be checking Black Friday to see that, man. And like I said, it's overdue. I got to pick one of those up, man. We'll get one of those so I can wear it on the channel. But I guess we'll dive right into it. And I'm going to be checking the chat. Like I said, I'm pretty new to this, so guys, bear with me. I don't know how to highlight a chat, but let me see if this works, because when I'm on other people's streams, I like to, all right, I don't know if that came out, if you guys can see it, but if you guys can see the message, I pinned it. So as you guys leave some of these comments like they do on other live streams, I want to get it out there for everybody else to see. So if you did see that, give me a thumbs up. What's up, Tech Money? Always appreciate you jumping on, man. Much love, much respect. Trying to get better at these. I'll be honest with you guys, these live streams are a little funny at first, right? But listen, I'm having fun. Got some big dogs in the house, so let's just go ahead and kick it off. for you folks, for you folks in tech, you were one of them that tried to tune into my last live stream. So guys, I tried to do a live stream from the middle of the woods, upstate New York. I had an awesome fire going. And what I was going to do is discuss my new 300 Blackout by Radical Firearms, which we're going to actually get into on today's live. So anyway, I had the coolest outdoor setup, but stupid me, I don't know why I thought I would be able to do a live stream when I know for a fact I can't make phone calls when I'm out there. Anyway, with that being said, I have other places that do have reception. I do like that outdoor theme with the fires, especially, I know a lot of people like to say SHTF, but in all reality, this is a lot of stuff you could have fun with too, with camping, with the firearms, getting out there with your family. Doesn't always have to be a doom and gloom situation. You can get out there and just have a great time. So we'll discuss some of that gear. But yeah, tech, it was funny. So I'm out there. I got no reception. I see people coming in and out. I got smoke blowing right at the camera. Definitely a learning lesson. I was out there, I guess, for like 50 minutes talking to myself. The reception looked good on the camera, but obviously wasn't good. Guys, also let me know. I'm still getting used to this microphone. The only way I get better, all you guys keep it real. Let me know if my volume was too much, if I should tone it down, tone it up. But other than that, that's the backdrop on that. Now, since then, you guys watched this channel, and we got into it on the Clover Tag podcast, but you guys know me. I'm a big 10 millimeter fan. To give you a little backdrop for you guys that don't know, I'm still very new when it comes to concealed carry. As a New Yorker, I've only been able to legally carry probably for about a year and a half, almost close to 2 years since the Bruin decision. Now, with that being said, I did have a background with firearms and so on, but as soon as I was able to get to concealed carry, I bought a CZP-07. Mostly is my EDC, but I got into the Glock 20 right away. Instantly fell in love with the 10 millimeter, right? And there's a reason for that. Being in the Northeast, not that you need a 10 millimeter, but folks do have a lot of different layers of clothing, whether it's puffy jackets, leather jackets, hoodies, shirts, thermals, whatever. I always just like having a little extra personal protection. Back in the day, my father, another thing we got into on the Clover Tech podcast, which by the way was awesome. He had great questions, and that's why we got into some things that I didn't even think we would be speaking about. But my pops was in the jewelry industry, always carried a 1911 45. So, modern age, still love the 45, but, really got into the 10 millimeter. Anyway, I do a lot of reviews, right? This channel is also still very new, and in no way am I an expert. So watching guys, and I'm going to keep calling them out. Tech, I don't know if you know him either, but I know Clover Tech does. Patriot from Warsaw, you might know him too, but NY Prepper, awesome guy, knows his shit, man, when it comes to survival, when it comes to firearms, everything else. So as I was researching, he had a lot of good feedback on the Glock 20. He also had good feedback on the Rock Island Armory, but the Glock 20 and the 10 millimeter itself, especially with me camping, you get best of both worlds. You get good street protection, and you get that black bear defense, right, in the woods protection. Now, with that being said, as a new shooter, I got into 10 millimeter like right off the bat. So as I'm learning where I want to carry, how big of a firearm I want to carry, it kind of made it a lot easier than maybe that someone that's been shooting 9 millimeter for 10 years and just got in a 10 millimeter now. So just a little bit of backdrop on that. Now, as we all know, and I wish I could pick it up, but I can't because it's a live stream, the Glock 20, I think it's a 5-inch barrel or 4.75, somewhere around there. It's a full-size handgun, which I love. But I can only carry that in New York, most likely in the fall and the winter, which is what I've been doing, which led me to my new pickup. I'll finally get to it, the Springfield Arms XDM Elite 3.8-inch optic ready. So super excited about that. I got it on the wall, right up there, actually. Haven't shot it yet. I just picked it up. I think I just picked it up 2 days ago. So, that's going to bring me to another point, man. For 4.61 on the Glock 20. All right, perfect. So, yeah, this is almost an inch shorter. Height-wise, it's definitely a substantial difference as well. The interesting thing, and I didn't realize this, if you guys go on the website Handgun Hero, you can put in whatever pistol versus another pistol, and it'll give you the exact dimensions and actually puts the pistols on top of each other, right? So you can see the visual. Anyway, my P07, which is my 9mm EDC, is actually thicker. And that, once again, 9mm is thicker than my Glock 20 10mm. Never would expect that. Even holding it, you don't realize it. But when you look it up on Handgun Hero, it's pretty, it's an awesome resource. I actually should have had it up. What I got to do on one of these live streams is have my separate laptop here so I could be pulling up some of this stuff and sharing it with you guys. But super cool, Clover Tech. And they have pretty much any handgun you could think about. Even a lot of the newer handguns. You get to see them this way, height-wise, in the back, and then it gives a full description. Really, really cool website. So I thought that was a good pickup. Now, personally, I knew the XDM. I know that this gun, the Elite 3.8 inch, has been out for a while, at least 3 years, if not longer. What's the name of the site? Tech Money. It is Handgun Hero. 2 words, Handgun Hero. And it's going to ask you to put in which firearm, and then you pick a second one. And it's pretty cool, man. Before I got my Shield Plus, I was actually looking at comparing that against the SIG P365. And it's really cool when you see them overlap. Like I said, it's really, really cool stuff, man. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. So, yeah, I thought the SIG, not the SIG, I thought the Springfield, like I said, I know it's been out there. Other guys that I follow, which I was going to say, so NY Prepper, right? Real credible guy. He's been around forever. And he's honest, right? So another guy, Chooks Outdoor Adventure, big 10mm guy, right? This guy's in Alaska. He's a character, man. I've been following him way before I had a channel. Most of these guys I've been following way before I ever had a channel. But I bring him up. Another Glock 20 guy, right? Big 10mm guy. Glock 20 Gen 4 and Gen 5. The SIG, he shot the SIG P320X10, the P220, the Rock Island, the FN510, the Smith & Wesson 10mm. You name it, Chuk has shot it. He actually just did a video. Man, I'd love to get that. I don't know if he's in the chat, but one of my subscribers, Thomas, the Dan Wesson Razorback in 10mm. So that is on the list, hopefully for one day. But anyway, long story short, I follow all of these guys. One of my subs also told me about the Turkey's Opinion, another big 10mm guy. Anyway, they all said the Springfield XDM has been the most reliable 10mm that most of these guys have had success with, including the Glock. And I've had no issues with my Glock. So loving the 10mm. I wanted to get one that I can actually now wear, hopefully in the summer, in the spring. Now, speaking about that, I don't have it in front of me. Let me know if you guys want me to get up. If you want me to get up, I'll go and run and get it. It was very hard finding a holster for my Springfield XDM Elite, at least from the companies that I normally deal with. Companies like JM Custom Kydex, Vetter. I'm a big fan. I'm not sponsored by anyone. I got no affiliations. I'm just telling you guys what I like. But JM Custom Kydex, Vetter, Tenacore, none of these guys had a holster for this pistol. I even tried to go to Tier 1 concealed. They didn't make it. So I ended up with an appendix carry, which is totally cool. And I'll get into that also in a minute, which was another reason I got the Springfield. But I went with an appendix carry holster by Tolster. First time using them. Feels pretty good. It's got one clip. It does have the wing. It's got that claw. but it fits perfect, man. It fits the XDM Elite perfect. Now, I have said on other videos, and I'm not scared of it at all. It's more of a mental thing. I know it's not a safety thing, but when I carry appendix, I prefer to have one of my hammer fire pistols, whether it's the IWI, which I have with the red grips. Those are lock grips. It's my IWI Jericho 940 steel frame. Love that thing, man. That thing is solid. Heavy pistol. You could probably you don't even got to shoot someone there. You just hit them in the head and knock them out with that thing. I'll see you later, Tech. Or my CZ. So hammer fired, I really prefer to carry appendix. I know striker fire is safe, but anyway, the XDM Elite, as you guys know, came with that grip safety, right? So it gives me more confidence, even though I know it's not going to go off. It just gives me a little more confidence for the time being carrying an appendix. So with that being said, I did not get, even though it's the optic ready one, I did not get it with the Dragonfly optic. Let me know what you guys think. I'm planning on just running it with iron sights now. I might switch up to night sights just to match it up with some of my other pistols. But, currently I don't have any set manufacturer that I would get an optic. I do love Hollow Sun. Clover, if you're still on, I know we met the guys. You probably know them anyway, the guys from Gideon Optics. I would love to try one of theirs out. So maybe I'll purchase one of theirs. I think good bang for the buck when it comes to a red dot. Yeah, and we'll see. So other than that, I think I'm going to leave it pretty stock. What I did do, I took the magwell off. It has a detachable magwell. Gives you better pinky grip, which obviously you're going to want with a 10 millimeter, at least for my opinion. So the Gideon guys are solid. Yeah. I've heard that from a bunch of folks, and that's why I think I really want to give them a shot this time. Not that I didn't give them a shot at all, but, I only have one pistol with an optic, and that's my Glock 20, which is the Hollow Sun SCS, which is a direct mount. But yeah, Clover, you said that, and so did Chris from the 740. Another guy I'm always going to shout out, awesome guy, but he said a lot of positive things about Gideon, as well as the Tactical Turkey. So those guys have a hell of a reputation in the industry. So big shout out, even though I'm not affiliated with Gideon, big shout out to those guys. I'll be reaching out soon. Maybe we'll put something on the Springfield XDM Elite. Also, if you look over, everything's reversed on the TV. My right shoulder might be your left. Who knows? My Radical Firearms pistol, I keep pointing to the wrong one, right there. I'll tell you what that is. Probably picking a Gideon up soon for a new 1911 and 38 Super that is on the way. Oh, wow, man. Nice. What, if you don't mind me asking, what manufacturer did you go with for that 1911, man? That's pretty awesome. And Clovertech's got some cool reviews, man. He did, I think it was about a month and a half ago. Drop the name of the title, man. You did a video with some pretty interesting guns, and I think it was like 5 different pistols. Might have been a few rifles in that too, where they weren't your everyday rifle or pistol, and that was a really cool video. I really got a kick out of that. The new Gerson Influence X. Interesting, man. Interesting. DMW Shots 247. Thank you for joining the chat. Welcome. Interesting, man. Congratulations on getting the process started, man. As you know, right? Huge 2A supporter. Much props, much respect. I encourage everybody to take advantage of this opening that we have right now in New York. So good luck on that. Now, just so you know, I'm in Westchester County, and this is going to be part of the topic of conversation tonight anyway, so let's just get right into it. But as you guys know, it's pretty fucked up, man. I can't carry in New York City. I can carry in Westchester and pretty much the entire New York State, except for the 5 boroughs. As you said, DMW Shots New York City is New York City's a different beast, man. So I give you a lot of respect. It'd be interesting. I'd love to hear your feedback. I appreciate you watching the video. I'd love, as you go through this process, man, if you're ever interested in coming on the channel yourself. If not, I get it. But if you ever are, I'd love to have you. We could talk through what that New York City process looks like. If not, feel free to message me. A lot of folks out there that are very interested in that. Now, with that being said, I was going to talk about the whole election anyway, right? And what Trump has been promising. And I'm pretty sure he can do it. If not, correct me if I'm wrong. We got the House, we got the Senate. So I'm pretty sure he can do it, but I might be wrong. This national carry, I'm not even going to say the word because I can't pronounce it. Starts with R, whatever it is. But that would be a major, major win. If we were to get that and then I could carry in the city and everything else, would be huge. As we know, and I think the governor, unfortunately, is in defiance of the Supreme Court. So everything is a sensitive place, and I'm hoping that we'll get that overruled as well. Now, on a positive note, for the first time ever, every time I had to buy a new pistol, even though I have my license, I would have to get a coupon, bring it to the licensing unit, they forward it to the judge, blah, 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 7 steps. Anyway, long story short, it used to take anywhere from 3 to 8 weeks for me to get a new pistol, even though I have a license. Lately, and we'll get into the 300 blackout, that only took 2 weeks. And listen, not that we should have to wait at all, but when you go from 3 weeks, and I've had as long as 7 weeks, not to mention 2 years ago, we couldn't have any of this shit, to 2 weeks. The Springfield Arms in Westchester County only took 5 business days. So, holy shit. I mean, I was shocked. Never did I get things to go that quick. Not only that, but even when I get approved and get my new license, I always hit a delay on the NICS check. So when I go to pick it up, they got to run a background check, and it sucks, man, because I got to drive an hour to the place I like most. I'll drop a link in the description. Collector Rifle and Ammo, awesome people in Hopewell Junction, New York. But it's about a 50-minute drive, which I don't mind, but it sucks when you got to go up there, you get a delay, and sometimes you got to come back two or 3 days later. Got lucky again. My background check went through in 5 minutes. So starting to see some positive things going on this. Yeah, she is a 2A hater, man. She's probably one of the biggest 2A haters. RP Tactical, what's up, bro? Guys, go check out RP Tactical. RP, meet everybody in the chat, right? We got some cool dudes, Clover Tech. Clover Tech has a big channel, has been doing this for years, but RP Tactical is another New Yorker, guys, out there doing his thing, doing big reviews behind enemy lines. He just did some really cool reviews. Dude, I was checking out what he was doing with the Smith & Wesson, the new Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 380. Correct me if I'm wrong, RP, but keep up the awesome job. I see you just did a live at the range, I think the other day as well. But guys, give him a look. Always good to see fellow New Yorkers on here. Man, that's the way to do it, guys. Like, great community. Everyone's always sticking together. So much love on that. Dude, I appreciate your support. I mean, since day one. And I know how it is. I'm going to just say, the one thing that kind of sucks sometimes when you start doing videos, and I don't know if you guys go through this yourselves, but right, I got a full-time job that's crazy, by the way. But you start not watching some of the videos that you used to watch as much, right? You know, between a job and doing content and all the other shit, I wish I had a little more time sometimes to just go back in and watch other guys like NY Prepper and some of these other ones. But anyway, let's get into it. So besides that, and That's the Springfield XDM Elite 10 millimeter. So I'm going to fire that thing off. I'm going to try to skip work early from my real job at noon on Friday. Even though it pays the bills, I got to get the hell out of there. My boss might even be watching this live stream. Much respect, much love if you are. He's super cool. That's why I can say that. But I might leave work early at noon on Friday, get out there so I can shoot the XDM and shoot the other pickup, which I feel like I've been talking about for 15, 20 minutes and haven't even said what it is yet. But I appreciate that. Good stuff. Yeah, man, we got great folks in the chat. So I appreciate all you guys jumping in. Really, really appreciate it. So my first truck gun, you guys watch the channel, right? I traded my Jeep in. I used to love my Jeep Rubicon. I just got a pickup, my first pickup. I was always into the concept of a truck gun, right? And once again, in New York, and a few of you guys in there, really appreciate it, brother. I'm still fucking with the lighting and stuff. Like I said, I'm still new to this stuff, but hey, really appreciate it. It'll continue to get better, man. DMV shots. Dude, really appreciate the membership. Much love, man. That really means a lot. Like I said, especially being a new guy, just even doing this, really means a lot. Really appreciate that. So much respect. And like I said, please keep me informed of your process as you go through it. Can't wait to hear about it. Can't wait to hear what you get. And maybe we can even link up, man. I think once you get your New York City, maybe we can meet up and go shooting, which will be pretty awesome. Clove Attack. Wow. Member for 4 months, man. Dude, appreciate the support so much. And I don't take that shit for granted, too, especially with some guys like you guys. I mean, man, there's thousands of YouTubers out there. I'm just your average guy, right? So the fact you guys even take time to watch is pretty amazing, man. Really appreciate it. So what I did, oh, wow, thanks for gifting memberships too, man. That is awesome, brother. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. So you guys know a lot more than me, like I said, right? New to a lot of this stuff. Never had a 300 blackout. Just got one. Company's called Radical. I keep doing this because of the camera. Company's called Radical Firearms, right? Never thought I'd be able to get this in New York. Now, with that being said, even though I have it, and you guys can see back there, it sucks still, right? We got to have pinned magazines, RP Tactical. You could attest to this. DMW, whoever else is from New York tuning in right now. But, for handguns, it's bad enough that we have 10 rounds, right? But with the ARs and AR pistols, they actually have to be permanently pinned the magazine. So you could only load it, with a speed loader through the side, through where the bullet exits, or you got to break the rifle in half, which kind of really sucks. You got to take the pins out, load it through the top, through the pinned mag, snap the rifle back together, and shoot. Definitely, it's a safety issue. It's a lot of issues, right? It's a pain in the ass. Regardless, I'm not going to let it stop me from attaining one, right? And we'll get into why I got it and things like that. I was shooting a blackout before it was even called the blackout. I bet you were, my man. It's funny because I'm definitely going to have questions, right, about like what should I be running for home defense, right, compared to what, the range, who gives a shit, right? But I'm going to test out different ammo this weekend. I got some Hornet A TAP. I don't know if that's any good. You guys let me know. I also got some Hornet A frangible. I think they're both 150 grain, if I'm correct. That's defensive ammo. And then I got some normal, just full metal jackets, just a cycle, right? Just want to get some rounds through it. Probably get about 100, 200 rounds through it and just let you guys know how it feeds and everything. Now, with that being said, and I think I could show this, at least I can. RP, you're the man, brother. I can show an optic, right? I mean, this isn't a firearm. So the 300 blackout that I got, first I was going to actually go, I was going to get the Smith & Wesson. It had a 5.56, real short barrel. I think it was like 7 inches. Like I said, I do my research. I watch a lot of guys in the industry, guys that know way more than I do. And to get a 5.56 in such a short barrel just made no sense. Just made no sense, right? From a ballistic standpoint. And even though I got a channel, everything I got up here has a use case, and we'll get into that also, right? I don't have an unlimited budget, so what I'm trying to do is, everything I buy has a use case, but it still makes good content, right? In RP, I think you could kind of attest to that too. A lot of the guns I see on your channel and what you're doing with the ammo and everything else can really relates to the average person, right? A lot of us in New York. Not knocking dudes, I love it, right? I love all of those custom guns and Glocks and all the Cerakotes and everything else. But a lot of us in New York, these are tools, at least for right now, right? Like I said, we just got our carries, just doing the bare minimum, right? Getting used to the optics, practicing. That's another thing about the 10 millimeter. Got to get out there and practice. You guys know that. I don't have to tell you guys that, right? But I'm telling me personally, I got used to the Glock 20. I think that's going to be a little more snappier. So I'm going to get out there, want to hit the range real hard this week and the next couple of weeks. Just get used to it. I can't carry anything that I don't feel confident with. So, let me break that in and see how it is, and we'll do a few videos on that. I've seen a lot of issues with Hornady blackout ammo over the years. So if you have issues, try another brand. Good feedback, man. Good feedback, man. I got to check that out. Yeah, and it's a fact, DMW, like I said, I'm not knocking a lot of these guys. I actually watch their videos. Some of these guns look cool as shit, but that's another thing, though, too, about New York City. And correct me if I'm wrong. You'll learn about this during the process. In Westchester, I believe I can have guns with Cerakote, right? At least the basic shit, right? FDE, OD green, whatever. In New York City, I don't think you can have anything outside of the basic stuff. Like, you can't go out and buy one of those. Who makes the gun with the Miami Vice colors, man? Is that a Springfield? They got the black one and the white one. You can't carry that Miami Vice pistol in New York City and pop someone in self-defense. Man, I think our governor would definitely make a spectacle of that, right? So, you know what? Patriot, no, and I'm going to make a note of that right now because I was at the gun store like I promised and I forgot about it. So hold on one second because I am going back up there. I will get you an answer within a week on that, man. Good question. I appreciate you bringing it back up. And guys, if you saw Warsaw Patriots question, it was a good one. He's been asking about this for a minute. If we can own an SKS in New York, 10 rounds with a stripper clip. That'd be a great, I know why he's asking too, because that'd be a great rifle to own. So I'll get you an answer on that finally. Let's see what else folks are saying. I love the nice looking guns, but they have they have to be practical. Absolutely. I don't mess around doing crazy stuff with my guns when it comes to mixing. Yeah, exactly, man. We got to leave it basic, right? And we're in a different element, right? So, we're all conscious of that. Everything else. So, like I said, really got to pay attention to it. The Radical firearms. So, like I said, I was going to get the Smith & Wesson. Makes no sense to get a 5.56 with a short barrel, right? It might be loud. It might be cool at the range. It might look cool. But at least from my research, it's just not worth it from a self-defense standpoint. That's what the 300 blackout was made for, was shorter barrels, right? So that's why I ended up going with that. So I got this, right? It's a budget build. This 300 blackout by Radical Firearms. And once again, no affiliation with these guys. But when I went to the store, and I trust these guys, right? I've been doing business with these guys way before I had a pistol. I'm talking 20 plus years, back in the day. I think one of my first guns, and another thing, we spoke on the Clover Tech podcast, and Clover Tech, really appreciate, again, the memberships, man. Much love. That was awesome of you, bro. But another thing we spoke about on the on the Clover Tech podcast was one of my first guns was the biggest piece of shit, right? But I was 18. I got a Cobra CM11, right? Like I said, always lived in an urban environment. It's a man in the house back there, single mother. Anyway, had the Cobra CM11, which was a cheap Mac 10 9mm, right? So that was a funny pistol. So like I said, been dealing business with these guys 25, 30 years, not 30 years, yeah, almost 30 years when it comes to guns. And they said the quality of Radical firearms was very good. Clover Tech, any of the other guys in there, I don't know how familiar you are with Radical. Like I said, it's a budget build. I know that they had issues years ago. I don't know if they're still having issues. And like I said, I've only got a few rounds through it now. But I'll give you guys my honest opinion once we do it. It's sub 500, feels good. It's got an 8.5-inch barrel, 7-inch handrail, but it came bare bones, right? So anyway, I got this. Got the Vortex Crossfire Red Dot. This was $150. I love Vortex. I got a Vortex Spark AR dot on my New York compliant AR-15. And what else I got this Vortex? Oh, I got the Vortex Crossfire 2 Scout Scope right back there. Man, I love that bad boy. Can't touch it. It's a live stream. But my Ruger-made Marlin 1895 4570. That is a special rifle for me, especially being a city guy. Get out there with my lever action. I feel like a fucking a cowboy, like the Wild West or something, right? It gives you, I'm not that old, but, gives you that John Wayne attitude, right? See what you guys are saying in the chat. This is exciting, man. I find it funny that people even watch me sometimes. I get a kick out of it. Like I said, I'm just out here having a good time. So much love to all of you guys. I'm taking my safety class in December in Long Island. 2-hour live fire too. Awesome, man. It's funny. My 2-hour live fire was done in Westchester, and we used a Glock. I forgot which Glock it was, but it was a 22 caliber Glock. We had to shoot 5 shots. Even though it was a 2-hour class, we only got to fire 5 rounds. I think in a 3-inch box. With fucking 22 caliber, right? Go figure. Now I'm carrying a 10mm. Just a little bit of a difference, right? Radical Firearms is budget, but lately they have gotten better. Good to hear that, Tech. Yeah, once I get this out there, I'm going to let you guys know honestly, like I said. I'll get it all on video too. It's going to take me time, right? This is my first, I don't want to really call it a PDW. I think PDW is more for machine, I don't even want to say the word. But I guess I'll just leave it as a truck gun, right? But this is my first pistol rifle caliber, if that makes sense. So, I got to get used to holding it. We'll test it out. Got the optic on it. I think I got it zeroed in. Not 100% sure, but should be able to do that Friday. Like I said, boss, if you're listening, let me know. But it looks like I'll be headed out a little early, hopefully. Do any of you guys make content? I'll go sub. Clover Tech is big, man. Clover Tech, I don't know if you already subscribed to him, and so is RP Tactical. RP's another guy, Tech. I don't know if you heard earlier. He's another New Yorker, man. Really holding it down, really doing his thing with some of the videos he's been putting out. So sorry about that, guys. A little thirsty. Let me check the chat. I was on the range today with 4 college students from Europe. First time shooting guns. They loved the lever actions. I bet they did. What calibers were you guys shooting, Clover Tech? I am in the handgun rabbit hole, but once that bridge is crossed, definitely going AR. DMW shots 247. Man, I was in the handgun rabbit hole. Probably. I don't know if we ever get out of the handgun rabbit hole. I don't have tattoos, but I'm wondering if it's like tattoos where you get one and it's fucking never enough, right? You just keep going. I was in the handgun rabbit hole. I really wanted, as my first gun was a CZ P01. Steel frame, I'm a little old school. I like I said, a double action, single action. Anyway, ended up settling for the P07 with the polymer, but that was just me personally. The good thing is there's so much stuff out on the market. The bad news, that's probably why you're in the handgun rabbit hole. So much good stuff out on the market. I would recommend, I don't know if you could rent stuff in New York City. In Westchester, we're not allowed to go to a range. Clovertech, I don't know if we spoke about this on your podcast. And RP Tactical, correct me if I'm wrong, but in Westchester County, at least, you have to buy your gun before you get your permit. And when I say buy your gun, most stores legally you can't touch it. So you got to say, hey, I want that Smith & Wesson, blah blah blah. They hold it for you. You go through your process, you get your class and everything, and then you go pick up your gun after the fact. The reason I say that, that's kind of a pain in the ass, right? It doesn't help when you're going through the process like you might be going through to see what you might really want. So hopefully DMW, you're getting to hold some of these pistols. If not, I don't know how practical it is, but I used to go out to PA and Jersey, hit the ranges, go out with my buddies so I could shoot these things before I bought them. It's fucked up law in New York. It really is, man. Talk about safety, right? It should be mandated that you shoot your pistol before you purchase it, right? Shouldn't be the opposite. It shouldn't be you can't touch it. Here, we're going to let you buy something you can't touch and then give it to you without any practice. So anyway, that's super stupid. Now, as far as anything else on a 300 blackout, the other thing I got for it, and check this out. This was really cool too, and it's totally legal. I got to be real careful what I say, guys, and I appreciate if he's watching, the guy that told me in the industry we're in, if you say the wrong word, could be the difference of having ATF knock at your door, right? But on my pistol, on my 300 blackout pistol, to make it a truck gun or a backpack gun, you need a foldable brace, right? And the word brace is legal. So I got the Sylvan Arms SA5 folding brace. It's collapsible and foldable. I love it. I don't know how many of you guys out there are familiar with Sylvan Arms. Once again, not a company I know about, but when I found out I could get that AR pistol and have that folding brace, that was awesome. It's also collapsible, so easy. And I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do a bunch of videos on that fucking thing. I'll show you it in a backpack, how easy it is to slap it, get it in position, and get ready, which is huge. So we'll review not only the 300 blackout pistol, but we'll review that Sylvan Arms folding brace, which I'm really, really excited about. Good quality, good quality. So other than that, I'm not going to keep this going too long, but I do want to get your folks' feedback. And before we get into some of this other stuff, let me just check the chat again, because much love to everybody in here. That's awesome. These guys are going back and forth. Probably go to Jersey and PA to get that feel. Yeah, man, it sucks that we got to go out there to do it, but well recommended. And then you could definitely feel for how compact you want to get. Do you want a full size? Do you want a 9mm? You know, just is it snappy? Is it not? How's the grip? And so on. Yeah, that is jacked up. I got to pick up 3 tomorrow. We'll talk in, fill out the 447. No background, walk out, take me 5 minutes, literally. See, that's how it should be, man. Good to hear about Sylvan Arms too. I did do my research on them. I know that there's a few companies that make these braces, but I heard good things about them, and I heard good things about this newer model. Supposedly it folds to the right. You can get a left folding one or a right folding one. This one, for me, it folds over to the right. Going to school in Westbury. Sweet. Well, DMW, I'll sub to you too, man, after this, man. Let me make a note of that, bro. Definitely, I'll I would definitely subscribe, man. I love seeing New Yorkers, man. The more of us, the better. We got to get our voices out there. It's a tight-knit community for us, man. It's not like we live down south, right? So the more of us they are, and in all different areas, right? RP, I think you said it earlier in the chat. He's up in Sullivan County. You're in the city. I'm in Westchester. You know, it's a small world, so really good to see that stuff. Mud, if you get a contact email, I would like to email you about that rucksack I got. Yeah, man. You know what? I'll put my email in the chat, actually. Hold on, guys. I think this is it. Hold on. Sorry about being all up in the camera. Right, that should be it, RP. I'll check my email. It also should be on my YouTube. Let me know if it's that should be it though. But yeah, I'd love to hear about that, brother. And yeah, man. So let's wrap it up in a little bit. But I think besides listen, we're all Second Amendment guys, right? And everything else. VA prepper in the house. What's up, brother? Much love for showing up. Hey, check this out, guys, too, while I got everyone here. Pretty crazy, man. Dude, the other day, we only had like 2,700 subs or something. And let me just check. We hit over 3,500 subs today, guys. So much love to everyone out there. I know not everyone watches actually in live, but goes back. But man, once again, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Means a lot, and I'm going to say it again to anyone that might have missed it that just jumped on, but also support my other fellow New Yorkers, RP Tactical, DMW Shots 247. Check out Clover Tack. Awesome guys doing awesome things. Now, I don't want to get too off topic, but this whole shit, right? The election is the election. Doesn't matter who anyone voted for. Actually, it does sometimes in the Second Amendment. It actually, I don't mean to say it doesn't matter. But anyway, the reason I bring this up, what do you guys think about all of this, right? Trump wins, and a few days later, they're authorizing these missiles, long-range missiles in Russia. Man, the current administration all of these years was like, hey, Ukraine, we're going to give you this. You can't use it because we don't want to escalate. But all of a sudden, now that Trump won the election, it doesn't matter. The reason I say it doesn't matter is, regardless of what side you're on politically, this is just insane that this would be allowed to happen during a transition. It's such a provocation against Russia. So, guys, I don't know, what you think about some of these conversations, but, I just wanted to talk about this. We're going to touch on a little bit more the whole Ukraine thing. Not too much, right? I don't want to get too much into it, but I just think it's fucking crazy that all of a sudden we would authorize these missiles and everything else, right, during a transition period. Now, with that being said, I think we're going to have a lot of positive things coming in the next couple of years. So while we talk about this, it is what it is. The other thing I just want to touch on real quick, and it goes back to the 2A stuff, especially for you folks in the city. This whole shit with New York City and Governor Hochul and Eric Adams and the anti-2A climate and what a danger it poses to law-abiding citizens, right? The other day we saw that stabbing spree, right? And listen, 2 people were killed. Thoughts and prayers and condolences with their families and their friends. Horrible incident. Listen, New York City is a big city. I understand that things are going to happen. That's fine that things are going to happen. But as a citizen, once again, it pays 30, 40% of my tax money. Give me my right to defend myself. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm fucking asking, right? It's crazy. Typical politics. They'll shit in the well as much as they can before they leave. Yeah. 100% Clover. Not only that, Mud, PA State was also trying to do a vote recount after Trump. Yep. Ads during live, shaking my head, LOL. Are the ads running? I don't know how to control that. I do appreciate the heads up though, VA. That shouldn't be going on during the live. I can understand after the live is recorded, but you know what? Let me make a note of that, my man, because I don't like that shit either during the live. So appreciate the feedback. But yeah, guys, listen, I got family that works in New York City. I used to work in New York City myself for about 13 years. The train is right across the street from me. I'm 20 minutes into Manhattan. It's fucking crazy. And in no way do I over exaggerate. Listen, I grew up in New York. I used to be one of the guys that would go to every state, whether it was business trips, everything else. Super proud to be a New Yorker, right? Always cocky and everything else. New York at one time was much more beautiful than what it is. Sorry about that, guys, but had to hydrate real quick. But New York was much more beautiful than what it is today. You used to be able to go down there. Once again, big city. I understand shit is going to happen. But with the amount of mentally ill, the amount of illegals, some of these guys are gang members. And like I said, I don't over exaggerate. Listen, I'm 47. I got thick skin. I'm not too worried about, like, I always expect you're always going to have an element that's going to be whatever. But at the level things are today, and you have policies like zero bail, and you have fucking prosecutors like Alvin Bragg, who rather prosecute the civilians than the people committing crimes, is fucking insane. It's just crazy. Like, I don't understand. Like, you know, it's one thing, and still, never could infringe on your Second Amendment. But, and it is no buts. I'm just going to say, though, it's one thing if the government does what it's paid to do, and that's put away evil people, keep them behind bars, and keep those citizens safe. In New York, and we've seen it over the last 4 or 5 years, no one's going to help you but you in an emergency situation. Listen, I respect the police. I got a lot of police in this building, actually. I got one that lives directly downstairs from me. I got a few down the hall. It's crazy, right? I'm on the border of the Bronx, but a lot of NYPD, even in my building. I respect the cops. End of the day, though, these guys, they're reactive, right? They come and help you after the fact. It doesn't help me that you come 10 minutes after I got stabbed in my chest, right? Not that a gun makes you invincible. In no way does it. In no way does it. But like I said, just give me a chance to defend myself, and that's it. And we'll get into some of that stuff. But let me check the chat. I want to keep rambling. You know, want to make sure this is something also that you guys are into, but it affects everyone. It doesn't even matter what state you're in. It's our God-given right, which protects the First Amendment. And that's it. It's just something I'm very passionate about, as you guys know. This is what we want as taxpayers, to protect our families. Yeah, absolutely. I ride trains every night, late night after work. It is wild as fuck down there, so I carry 2 knives, got to get home. Yeah, man, dude, it's insane, man. Like I said, I've had so many incidents, which I'm not even going to talk about, at least not on a live stream. Maybe I'll do a video about it in DMW. I'm sure you can attest to it, RP, man. Even though you're in Sullivan County, you're still in New York, but there's fucking a lot of incidents we get into in our lives, whether it's having a gun pulled on you, a knife pulled on you. You work in the city, at some point you've seen some shit, which is crazy. So, yeah, I just don't get it. And the other thing, too, and not to laugh, but, you guys go back. It was a few years ago. It's more than a few years ago, but there was a guy with a knife or a gun in front of the Empire State Building. NYPD shows up. They shot 9 civilians. They didn't kill 9 people, but they wounded 9 people they were trying to save. So it's just funny that, at least I know for a fact, how much I train and everything else, I feel a lot more safe being able to defend myself. No knock against, like I said, I respect them, but than depending on NYPD to protect me. Chances are They're going to hit that guy. They're going to hit me. They're going to hit 5 people behind me. Much respect. Sorry, but shit, man, it happens. The training is just, I got friends that are cops too, and the training is just, it's bare minimum is what I hear, which is pretty scary for a city as big as it is. So you had that, you had the stabbing, you had the shootout where a cop just shot someone. So anyway, long story short, the city is crazy. Hopefully we get some law and order back, but it just goes to hopefully Trump can get this national concealed carry pass. That would be fucking huge for multiple reasons. And one thing I want to touch on also, I'm glad this just came to my head. It's funny, you get on these lives and you kind of just freestyle it. But DMV, once you get your New York City permit, an RP tactical, if you're still on here, I don't know if you've done it, but I would go out there and get your PA permits, your Pennsylvania permits. Super easy. Your Pennsylvania permit, you can fill out online. It's going to cost you like $25-$30, which is fucking amazing. Excuse my language, but that's fucking amazing. It's only cost you $25-$30. It literally take you an hour. They'll call you when it's time to pick it up. I got mine in Wayne County, PA. It's about a 2-hour drive. Who gives a shit? You walk in, they say, hey, they actually congratulate you. They welcome it out there, man. I wasn't used to this shit. I didn't know I was going to have to take another picture. But anyway, went in the building. They're like, hey, we got to take another picture. My hair was all fucked up, right? I woke up in the morning and hopped in the car. So anyway, the reason I encourage that, it's almost like having your Utah. Obviously not with as many states, but guys, go out there, get your PA license, and it gives you access to like 20, 30 fucking states. I could basically drive in my car from New York to Florida and not have to worry about stopping, except I got to drive around South Carolina and DC and all of that shit, but who cares? I don't have to drive around it. I could put the stuff in the trunk. That I don't feel safe doing. I'd rather drive around it and keep the heat on me, if you know what I mean. So yeah, very important. I also got my Connecticut carry, another very easy process. Any of you guys up in the Northeast need any help or have any questions about other licenses, let me know. I'm more than happy to help you get your PA and all that other shit. All right, let's see. Patriot from Warsaw, Mud, you not just seeing it in New York. I'm in the Midwest. Friends of mine are in Chicago City, and me and them are seeing the same thing happening in New York. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. It's just crazy. This is another thing why things got so expensive too. Like, it's been a free for all for the criminals. And you know what? That's fine. You want to let people do whatever they want, whatever. But do not fuck with my right to carry. That's crazy, right? Can't have it both ways, man. You can't give these people all the rights in the world in free reign and at the same time try to take away my God-given right. So, I still find it really crazy, too, that New York is still in such defiance of the Supreme Court. But that's a whole nother thing. Hopefully we'll get some wins. I do feel confident. I like to stay positive. And other than that, man, like I said, pretty much, I know this is almost an hour. What do you guys think about, first off, I guess, what are you guys thinking about also what's going on, like I said, with, some of this stuff? Is it going to cause any issues, do you see, with some of these provocative moves at the last moment before Trump gets in? Warsaw, I'd love to hear, what you think about that. And VA Prepper, what do you think, man? You think Russia's going to have a response to this? You know what I'm going to tell you guys personally? If I was Putin, listen, I think he's a piece of shit. I think Zelensky's a piece of shit. I don't trust either of those guys. I'm going to be honest with you. You gotta keep your throat on Putin's neck, but in a way also you don't push the guy over. We've been provoking these guys for years. That's a fact, right? This latest move talking about, hey, you guys can hit Russia with these long-range missiles. If I was Putin, I don't know what you guys think, but I think, hey, Clovertac, much love. Like I said, guys, go check him out. Doing super positive things. Appreciate all the memberships, and I'll see you soon, my man. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think. Like, do you think that this is going to escalate? And I'll kind of leave it on this for you guys to let me know your thoughts, and we'll continue this conversation on another live stream, maybe from In the Woods, talking about SHTF, right? Bugging in versus bugging out. I have mixed feelings on both of those. So we'll get into those on different live streams. But guys, if I was Putin, I'm just going to tell you what I think I would do. Trump's not in office yet. Biden just basically spit in his face. It's a chance that he might launch a tactical nuke at Ukraine, not in a super populated area, right? But in a way to send a message and say, hey, guys, told you not to fucking do this. You crossed several lines. Told you I wasn't playing around. The next one is going on Kiev. So it's a way Putin, right? He doesn't cause the entire world to flip on him, which kind of they did anyway. He saves face, right? He sends a message to the Biden administration. Ukraine pulls back from fucking using further long-range missiles. Trump gets in, and then we have a ceasefire finally. I think Putin has to respond prior to Trump getting in. Now, what that response is going to look like, who knows? But there's no way I think he lets this go unchecked, knowing how weak our administration is. We'll see. Then again, who knows, man? Maybe he's talking shit. Doesn't seem like the smartest strategist, right? At least from what I've seen in this war. So who knows? That's my personal opinion. I just wanted to see what you guys think about some of that stuff. Because it is an interesting topic, this whole survival, shit hits the fan, bugging out versus bugging in. So that's it, guys. I mean, I know we went for about an hour. I don't want to go too long. Much appreciated. I can't believe a lot of you guys stayed on for all of this. DMV Shots, much love for jumping on. Really appreciate you joining. VA Prepper, always good to see you. Clover Tack was here. RP Tactical, Tech Money. If I'm missing anybody, let me know. But really great group of guys. Oh, obviously, Patriot from Warsaw. Much love to all of you guys. So, guys, try to do one of these a week. We'll try to do Wednesdays, maybe a weekend. We'll mix it up a bit. Leave a question, drop a comment. Always feel free to email me. Much love and see you guys soon.